This video was made possible by me. Welcome back, guys. Let's jump right into it. So in this video, I just want to briefly, depending on how long the video takes, I just want to talk about falsifiability and the burden of proof. Think of it this way: there must be a way to prove a theory false in order for it to be true. Let me explain. Let's get a few terms out of the way. Falsification is an observation that proves a theory or an idea false. Falsified is the state of a theory or an idea that has been falsified or proved to be false. The central idea behind falsification is to be able to tell if an idea or theory is testable. That if it is true, it is true on the basis that it withstood scrutiny and skepticism, rather than it being true on the basis that its criticisms, both its criticisms and its affirmations, make it true at the same time. So I'm talking about a win-win situation. For example, let's talk about Santa. The proposition or the claim is Santa, who exists, puts trees under the tree on Christmas Eve while everyone is asleep at night. There are two ways which we can go about proving this claim. First of all, we can look for evidence to confirm the claim. That is, the presence of the tree in the morning, Santa at the mall, so on and so forth, right? Second way we can go about proving this claim or addressing this claim is we look for evidence that disproves the claim. Waiting for Santa to drop the presents underneath the tree only to find that it's your dad. Then again, we in South Africa, we don't even have chimneys. It doesn't snow. Roll with me here. A system of theories or assertions about the natural world that claim or appear to be scientific but that in fact are not. That is what pseudoscience is. That methodology used by the first method is what one would describe as pseudoscientific. It is pseudoscientific because by this method you can prove any and all claims to be true, right? The second method is a more preferable way of addressing the claim, right? Because why? It resembles a part of the scientific method. It is more reliable. It is more skeptic, if I can say it like that. The process of the scientific method involves making conjectures, hypotheses, deriving predictions from them as logical consequences, and then carrying out experiments or empirical observations based from these observations. To make this simple, let me make another example. All swans are white. Again, how do we address this claim? How do we go about proving or disproving this claim? A, we could either look for white swans to confirm this claim, or B, we could look for all non-white swans. Option A only serves to confirm the claim. It is biased, it is not falsifiable. But option B seeks to disprove the claim, making it falsifiable. I think I've made my point. So what's the takeaway? Check if all the beliefs you hold are falsifiable. So ask yourself the question, what would I need to do, or what would need to happen in order for my belief to be proved false? Now don't get me wrong, I am not saying that you need to prove a theory or an idea false in order for it to be true. No. What I am saying, however, is what would it take in order to prove an idea false? If a belief you hold has a thing that could prove it false. So for example, if we're talking about the sun rising in the east, sets in the west, right? So if you say the sun rises, if I say the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, I hope I'm right. If I say the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, what would be the simplest way to disprove that? It's to observe the sun rising in the west and setting in the east. So there is a way for that to be wrong. Or like if I'm talking about gravity, what would make gravity falsifiable? We know that gravity makes things go down. So if I let go of this and for some reason it decides to go up, that's a way that I could disprove gravity. That's the point I'm trying to make. So if any claim or belief that you have doesn't have a way in which you could fathom how it could be proved to be false, then that makes it unfalsifiable. Try to falsify your belief. So do this inductively, deductively, or empirically. And if you falsify it, or if you find that your belief is unfalsifiable, drop it. That's the hardest thing to do. But if you care anything at all about what is true, or if you care about believing or holding as many true beliefs as possible, then that is something you want to do, right? Let's jump into the burden of proof. So imagine if I told you there's a teapot orbiting the sun between Earth and Mars, and that it's too small to be detected by any of our modern technology. You respond by asking, how could I prove my claim? I tell you that you can't prove me wrong. Checkmate. Right? By this logic, any outlandish or supernatural claim can be made true. Enter the burden of proof. The burden of proof is a burden a person takes when they make a claim. When two parties are in discussion and one makes a claim that the other disputes, the one who makes the claim typically has the burden of proof to justify or substantiate that claim, especially when it challenges the perceived status quo. This concept arises a lot in arguments and debates that have to do with supernatural claims, religion, and conspiracy theories. There is a creator of the universe. Person B says, how do you know? Person A says, if that's not the case, then what is it then? Person B says, I don't know. Person A says, exactly. Checkmate. Right? Two problems. Person A is shifting the burden of proof. Remember what I said. The person who makes the claim is responsible for substantiating and proving that claim. And problem number two, A is arguing from ignorance. Basically, A is assuming that because B cannot disprove A's claim or cannot provide contrary evidence to what A is saying when B says, I don't know, then that makes A's argument true by default. That is fallacious reasoning, right? A still has the burden of proof. A made the claim, and A has the responsibility to prove the claim, right? It doesn't matter whether B says that they don't know or B presents counter arguments, right? As long as A does not prove the claim, then what is presented without evidence can be thrown out without evidence. I think I'll leave it there for this video. Please like, share, subscribe, comment in the comment section down below for any topics I should tackle. And yeah, man, I hope this short, it's not short, but short video helps y'all to reason and have discussions and argue better. I'm planning to make more videos about these ideas and concepts, so let me know what you think. Otherwise, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Sharp.